So, today we're diving into a story that feels like a modern horror fable. It's about a group of friends on what should have been a fun road trip, but it all starts with youthful confidence and ends with a really chilling question. What happens when you just totally ignore the warnings of the past? It's one of those terrifying reminders that maybe, just maybe, some local legends are better left alone.
I mean, think about it. It's the ultimate deal with the devil question, right? But what if it wasn't some myth? What if that kind of power was real, just waiting for you on the side of some forgotten road? I want you to hold on to that thought, because for one group of friends, the answer to that question becomes terrifyingly real. Okay, so let me set the scene for you. We've got five college friends just cruising along on a summer road trip. Arian's driving. Their hotel is just a few minutes away. The mood is totally light, carefree. They have absolutely no idea that they're about to take a little detour, one that leads them straight into the path of a local legend that's just been waiting for visitors.
And you know how these stories always start, right? It all begins with something completely normal, car trouble. Or, well, at least that's what their modern, rational minds told them it was.
So, bam, out of nowhere, the car just dies. They're stranded. A local villager comes up to them, but his advice is, well, it's bizarre. He doesn't point them to a garage. He points to this ancient-looking tree and says their car isn't broken, it's being held. He tells them they have to ask the tree for permission to leave. Now, for these city kids, this is just ridiculous. Total local superstition. And this is where you really see that clash of worlds. The villager says the name with this dead seriousness, Batal. To the friends, it's just a word, it means nothing. But to him, it's the guardian of this place. See, they think they have a broken down car. He knows they're trespassing.
So what happens next? Well, this is the moment where their whole, comfortable modern reality just starts to crack.
Okay, so reluctantly, pretty much just to shut their more superstitious friends up, they stand in front of this tree and awkwardly ask for permission to pass. And then it happens. The air, which was completely still, suddenly erupts in this violent gust of wind that shakes every single leaf on the tree. Arian just scoffs, gets back in the car to prove it's all a coincidence, turns the key, and the engine roars to life. Instantly. Yeah, nobody's laughing now. So as they're speeding away, shaken but obviously relieved, the story takes a turn into pure personal horror. Nitin happens to glance in the rearview mirror, and his blood just runs cold. Because hanging upside down from that very same tree is a horrifying 6-foot-tall creature with glowing eyes, just watching them go. He doesn't say a word, of course. He's terrified his friends will think he's crazy. But he knows what he saw was real. So you'd think they're safe now, right? They finally get to their hotel, but nope. The weirdness just keeps coming. Right at the hotel entrance, there's this strange temple for some deity they don't even recognize. The hotel security guard sees them looking at it and gives them this chilling piece of advice. He doesn't explain who or what it is. He just warns them, stay away. Now, for most of us, a warning like that is a giant, flashing, stay away sign. But for Nitin, who's completely haunted by that image in the mirror, it's an invitation. He has to know more. And this, right here, is the start of a very fatal curiosity. That night, Nitin does what any of us would do. He turns to the internet. He searches for the one word he just can't shake, Batal. And what he finds is, yeah, it's not good. He learns that in folklore, a Batal is a spirit that possesses corpses. But this isn't just some ghost. According to what he's reading, this thing is a powerful predator that literally kills humans to capture and control their souls. This isn't a story. It's a very real threat. But his online search isn't enough. So he goes back downstairs, finds that security guard, and basically corners him. And the guard finally spills everything. He explains that Beital is cursed and can't harm the local villagers. To them, he's a protector. But for outsiders, people like Nitin and his friends, he's a bakshak, a destroyer. And here's the real kicker. Once he latches onto you, he will not let go until he has taken your life. Just as the full weight of that horror is sinking in, Nitin sees something from his window. A young girl sacrificing a chicken at that very temple. A quick search online reveals the final, tempting, terrible piece of the puzzle. An animal sacrifice can appease Batal, and in return, it will grant you any wish you want. And you can just see the dark gears turning in Nitin's head. And this is where the story shifts.
It stops being about surviving a supernatural threat and becomes about human darkness. This is it. This is Nitin's point of no return. And what's the motive for all this? Something so human. It's scary. It's jealousy. Nitin is in love with Sanjana, and he's convinced his friend Aryan is the only thing standing in his way. This terrifying new power has just presented him with a monstrous solution. So the next night, he slips out, buys a chicken, and performs the ritual himself. When he gets back to his room, he feels this immense weight just settle on his body. He stumbles into the bathroom, looks up at the mirror, and his heart just stops. There, perched on his shoulder, is Betal. Its face is covered in blood, and it's smiling at him. It leans in close and asks him to name his wish. He only hesitates for a second. Then, driven by all that jealousy and rage, Nitin speaks the words that seal not just his fate, but his friends' too. He asks Betal to kill Aryan. The effect is instant. In the mirror, Betal vanishes from his shoulder. When Nitin walks out of the bathroom, his wish has already come true. Aryan is lying dead in his bed, his body a ghostly, unnatural white. And sitting on his chest, laughing this horrible, silent laugh right at Nitin, is Betal. Nitin thinks the deal is done. He got what he wanted. But you know, every deal with the devil has fine print, and he's about to find out what it says. Betal turns to him and delivers the horrifying twist. That animal sacrifice, he explains, that was just an appetizer. It was just to wake him up and bind him to the task. To complete the payment, to really settle the debt, Betal needs something more. He needs a human life. Betal lays out an absolutely impossible choice for him. Nitin has until the next night to bring it another human sacrifice. And if he fails, well, then Nitin himself becomes the payment. He's traded one life for another, only to find out he's next on the list. The next morning is a scene of just pure horror. The friends wake up and find Aryan's corpse. His body is stark white, his eyes are bulging out in a silent scream. They're shocked, terrified, confused, but only Nitin knows the real truth, a secret that is now a ticking clock counting down to his own death. And it all comes down to this one chilling idea, a phrase Betal itself says. Nitin learned just enough to be dangerous. He learned how to call on the power, but he had no idea what the real price was. He acted on half knowledge, and in doing so, he unleashed a nightmare that he has no way of controlling. And that's exactly where the story leaves him, trapped, forced to choose between sacrificing another innocent person or facing his own gruesome death. It's a terrifying question with no good answer, and it's a chilling warning about the true price of wishes that are granted by the darkness. Thanks for watching.